Looking for a day trip that blends epic mountain views, mysterious ruins, abandoned buildings, and a touch of surreal? Welcome to Bokor National Park, one of Cambodia's most underrated adventures. Today, I'll be breaking down everything you need to know, how to get there, how much it all costs, what to see, and most importantly, is it really worth your time? So let's dive into one of Cambodia's most atmospheric destinations. Good morning, Cambodia, and welcome back to the vlogs. We are here in Kampot, and today we are going up to the top of Bokor National Park. Now, it's about a 50-minute drive away, so it is going to take us a while to get there, but there is so much to see, including a waterfall, a ghost town. We'll stop off at a hotel for lunch, which is up there and it's meant to be beautiful. And then on the way down, we may go and see a pagoda too. So loads to do, looking forward to it and can't wait to get up there. We've not got any breakfast this morning. I forgot to get some yesterday, so Beth had her cereal. I've got a few Oreos, which I'm going to snack on, but hopefully when we get up to the top, we can get some more snacks. There might be a croissant actually at the hotel too. I've noticed they do those. So I may be able to go and buy one of those before we set off. But we're going to be getting a tuk-tuk, which we organised yesterday. It's going to be for the whole day for just $20. So really affordable, again, which is good news. And then once we get back, we'll hop off in the pool and then this evening go out in the old town again. So looking forward to another good day. So it's taken us around an hour and maybe 15 minutes, but we've arrived at our first stop, the Popokvil Waterfall. So we've just gone through the entrance now. It cost $1 for the both of us, but we also get a free bottle of water with that too, so not expensive at all. We did have a little bit of a nightmare though with the tuk-tuk driver this morning. So we said about the $20, obviously, which we agreed yesterday. And then once we got there, he was like, oh, please, can I have 25 and all this? And we were like, oh, for goodness sake. So we eventually agreed on 23, but obviously lost a little bit of respect there for the driver because he was being a bit annoying and trying to barter for more after agreeing with the price yesterday. I know it's not much, but he just loses a little bit of respect there. Beth's now off to go and get our water. So it's like a little food court here. It's funny because there's loads of buildings around. It's just they're like all incomplete. And it's so quiet as well. There's literally no one else here. So hopefully it's going to be that quiet down at the waterfall too, but it looks beautiful right now. A little bit of outdoor seating. Unfortunately, the weather is a bit cloudy, but to be honest, it's probably better because we want it to be really hot. Otherwise, it would be like getting burnt and stuff too. And then we actually also saw some monkeys on the way up, which you may have seen in the clips just before. I'll try and slow one down for you here, but they're all basically staring at us as we were driving past it in the tuk-tuk, so that was quite funny too. But now let's go make our way down to the waterfall. When we did actually look up this place, it did say about there being no water potentially because it's just dry season right now. So obviously in the rainy season, there's lots more water and it looks a lot more impressive. And we think we may have arrived. So Beth's just gone down to look at it now off the edge. But we've just seen this sign here. Do not visit the waterfall. It's a little bit scary, but look at how dry it is now. So I can imagine this during like monsoon season and stuff being a lot wetter, and it looked really cool and stuff. But we'll just walk a little bit further in and have maybe a look over the edge just to see it. It's made up of 2 tiers. That's what it said on the thing, but oh yeah, here it is. It does look quite pretty still, even though there's barely any water in it. Currently looking at a dead waterfall right now, so it obviously all comes from up there and it travels down here and then eventually makes it off the edge of the waterfall here. But I'm guessing when it's rainy season you can only actually go and stand over there and watch it. I'm not too sure, to be honest, but from just looking at it, it looks like that's what will happen. So that is the waterfall complete, and now we're heading over to the opposite side of the national park. We're off to see the hotel, the French Colonial Hotel, which is, I believe, now abandoned, but we'll have to see it once we've arrived. This is what I mean by loads of work going on. So it's like loads of construction lorries and stuff, massive warehouse there, diggers, cranes. You can see them all down this road, but not much is actually complete. So we're not actually allowed to go and see the French Colonial Bokor Hotel. It's actually got like a stop sign here. So we're not going to risk that, but it does look very scary, a bit sketchy too. It's like one of those haunted vibes again. I don't know if you've watched the video from Hue, but it's a very similar thing, but it was an abandoned water park, whereas this time it's like an abandoned hotel and loads of buildings and stuff. So we're now making our way over to the Bokor Hill station, which again looks a little bit abandoned. Doesn't look in the best of conditions, so I'm guessing this is also abandoned too, which is weird that they're building loads more stuff. I just don't see the point in them building loads more things if they've already tried it and it's failed before. You can't actually go inside of here, it is locked, but look how cool it looks. It's actually got a computer and stuff in there, so I'm guessing it's still used. And around the back they've actually got a little food station here with like croissants and cakes and stuff, which looks nice. I might have to go and get some cake a little bit later on, and a little place to eat too. This is the station itself, and then by the looks of it there might be an incredible view over the edge here, so let's go take a look. Wow, take a look at that view. That is incredible. So a little bit of information on the station is that it's actually an abandoned French colonial resort. So basically inside there was lots of things, from casinos to places to obviously stay, to much more post office. I think there was up here too. So it's really impressive, but unfortunately we can't go inside and take a look at what it looked like. But it's been well kept by the looks of it inside. It was built in 1920, so it's a very old building, but the inside actually looks fairly modern. There's still loads of plants and stuff actually in there, so maybe the people that sort of own it, and because there's a guy selling croissants and stuff over there, and he's obviously got a key to get inside, so maybe they live in there. I don't really know, to be honest. It's a really strange one. But the French colonials used to basically come up here when they wanted to get out the heat, because it's a lot cooler up here, so you can probably get away bringing up a jumper to keep you warm, because it does get quite windy. But ever since all of the wars have happened, it has now been abandoned, and Khmer Rouge actually also led to it being abandoned too. So it was actually first abandoned in 1940 during World War II, and then it was abandoned again after World War II when Khmer Rouge took over. And then to this present day, there's been other hotels and casinos which have been built in the area, and they've just left this one as a ruin. But you can actually go and just obviously explore the grounds and see what it was like. Next up is the Bokor Lake. However, there is the Bokor historical mushroom. Apparently the area is known for growing mushrooms, hence why that has been put there. This here is Bokor Lake, and it's actually really peaceful, and it's very quiet around here too, which is nice. But it's full of koi fish. We just saw a few of them a minute ago. However, this used to actually be used as a reservoir, so it's actually man-made. And it was used as a reservoir to store water for the resort which we were just at, but now it just is abandoned, so it's just turned into a lake with like living species in there like fish, so that's pretty cool. Over there you can actually see what looks like a kind of restaurant or something. I'm not too sure what it is, to be honest, but we were saying that we actually think that all the people that are like working in the area live here too. So if I turn around and show you now this building here, you've got people in with the balconies and stuff, you've got all the clothes. And so maybe people just live up here, all the workers, or they use this as like a little base to come home to every evening. It's really cool actually to see all this, because it looks abandoned, but it's not actually abandoned because people are now living in there. But next up on our list is the Catholic Church. So back on the tuk-tuk and we'll go over there. And here it is. So it's just a few steps up to the church. So just making our way up now. It's not too difficult, and it's not that hot, which is quite nice too, but It's weird because since being in Cambodia, we've noticed there's been a lot more of like Catholic churches compared to temples too. So it's sort of like a mixture of the both, especially compared to places like Vietnam and Laos and Thailand. So yet again, it looks like another thing which has been abandoned. So we'll just take a quick look inside now. It's going to be pretty sketchy. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the James Bond films. Is it Skyfall or what, the one after that? Oh wow. So there's people still use it by the looks of it. Because it's got like a bit of a shrine going on. It's got quite a lot of graffiti though. Looks very old. So this, I can tell, has been here for a while. There's a massive crack in the wall there, so I'm not too sure how safe this structure actually is. Through here it's just more graffiti on the sides. Got someone put Albania up there. And then a little bit further in, I'm just worried that someone's going to jump out on us. It's just another room in the back here, so not much going on in this church at all, to be honest. We're going to take a quick look outside on this back section. Yeah, no, it's nothing much really. It's basically just an abandoned piece of rock. We've just seen now a little trail that goes up here. And there's a couple of people that have actually gone up there. Beth wasn't happy with the fact that they're actually going up there. She couldn't really be bothered to, but I've dragging her along. There might actually be some monkeys and stuff up here too, because there's meant to be monkeys everywhere, all around the jungle here. So if one jumps out on us, that'll be a pretty good bit of content. So it actually leads you all the way up to a viewpoint, but right now it is really cloudy. So a minute ago we were just over there. That's where the, what's it called, is the hill station. And now we are making our way back down the hill towards the hotel, but we're stopping off at all the stops from there. But it is really cool, I have to say. Definitely recommend coming up here to Bokor National Park. It's quite cool just seeing everything that's been abandoned around here. Get a really good view of the other side now actually. So there's the church where we've just walked up from, so it's not that far this trail at all. So we've just done some research on the Catholic church, and it was built around the 1920s like the hill station was, and it was actually taken over by Khmer Rouge when they took control in like 1975, and they used it as a stronghold up in the mountain. And apparently you can go and see some bullet holes. So we're going to go back in and take a look and see whether we can see them, because I didn't notice any, so we'll just have to find out. So we've actually just noticed too that these tiles here must have been built by the French, but unfortunately it is now broken up since they started building it. So you can actually see all of the bullet holes, which you didn't notice the first time round, but it's just crazy to think they were actually stood in a location where the Khmer Rouge once had a stronghold. Our final destination before lunch, the Wat Sampov Pram. Looks really cool, to be fair. There are two things to see in this area, the temple and then also the Buddha. So we're going to go and see both of those and might get a good view over the edge again, I'm not too sure. And here it is, the main building, the Wat Sampov Pram. So it looks really cool, and apparently its name is after the Temple of the Five Boats or something, because apparently the rock formations around here used to look like 5 boats, which they built it upon. So interesting stuff. We might have to go and take a look inside, but firstly we're going to go check out the garden just to the side of it, which has the Buddha. This again was built by the French colonialists, and apparently on a clear day, if you look over the edge, you can actually see Phu Quoc, which is an island in Vietnam where some of our friends actually went on that island, said it was beautiful. We didn't have time to go and see it, unfortunately, but hopefully Koh Rong will be just as nice. Here is the Buddha sat in the meditation pose. Looks really cool, and it's got like some soldiers of some form around the edge, but this looks 10 times better than the Catholic church did. This is definitely a must see. It's beautiful and so peaceful up here too. But yeah, it's amazing. This here must be the house for the monks. As you can see, look, there's the orange cloth on the outside, so they must be drying their clothes right now. And then the temple's just over there, so it's a nice and easy commute to work. But we were saying there's so much work going on. So like you can see here, massive metal structure. I don't know whether that's being brought down or whether it's been abandoned, because it doesn't look the safest of structures. And then there were so many houses on the way up, which we saw too, which were just empty, and then the odd restaurant also at the top near to the actual temple. So I don't know why it's just so random that there's all this right up at the top of the hill, but half of it's abandoned. And I don't know what the people here are doing, where they live, whether they live up here, how they get all the food and drink up here. So yeah, really interesting stuff. There are little stalls where you can get like food, drink, little snacks, ice cream even, by the looks of it, beer. It's got everything in these little stalls just outside the temple. There it is. It's an empty temple. Can't see a Buddha actually in the temple. Oh no, there's one there, over there on the left. But it's just so beautifully decorated. The art decor is amazing. You can see people praying to the Buddhas over there on the right. It's got like Rainbow Road in Mario Kart there in the centre. But yeah, beautiful stuff, these temples. Next stop is the Thansur Sokha hotel. So we're getting pretty hungry now, and apparently there's a restaurant in this hotel. So we're going to go there for food for lunch. This tuk-tuk driver must be getting fed up of waiting for us in all these different places. And he can barely speak English too, so we have to like direct him by hand. And now we've arrived at the hotel, and it actually looks quite luxurious. It's got people outside of it, so it's obviously a still functioning hotel as well as restaurant. So let's go have a look. So now sat in the restaurant, and I'll just show you around now, and it looks really sort of like haunted almost still here. It's quite like bare, and there's not many people in here. And it was really weird as we came in, there was a guy saying, oh, no videos, no videos. And then he said of the casino. So we were like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Shouldn't be taking videos of the casino. And then Beth started taking like photos of just the restaurant entrance and stuff. And this guy came over and was like, oh, no, 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 no. And then we were like, oh, it's just getting food. He's like, okay, okay. So it's like a really weird atmosphere in here. It's quite like daunting. I wouldn't want to stay here for sure. But I'll show you the food once it's arrived. I think it's fairly expensive too. It was like $6 each, I think, for the fried rice. We both just ordered some fried rice. And we do feel sorry for the tuk-tuk driver too, because he's just got to sit in the tuk-tuk and wait. And I don't know whether he's gone off for food or not. I didn't see that he had any food in the back, so I don't know whether it's just lasting the whole day without eating or drinking anything. The food has arrived. It did take quite a while, but it does look very nice. So it's got the egg on top of the fried rice, which has got pork in it. Then it looks like a sort of like papaya salad or root salad here on the right hand side. And then soy sauce. Best basically got the same, but without the egg and the meat and stuff. So let's give it a try. We'll put some soy sauce on to begin with. It's got loads of chilies in here, so I'm trying to keep away from the chilies. There we go. Why are you laughing? Oh no, yeah, the soy sauce didn't actually go into the food, but it's all good. Right, let's try it. It's very soy saucy. I've just taken a bite out of all the bits and spicy as well. But it looks all right. It's definitely not the best thing we've had, but we're going to eat the rest of this and then head back to our tuk-tuk driver. But we've got one more stop left before we go back to Kampot. So the final stop is the Yeay Mao, which is this lady up here. And she's actually known as a heroine in Cambodian culture, and she's usually built for sort of a protection over like travellers, fishermen, farmers, everything. So that's why she gets built. God, I'm knackered. It was a little bit of a trek up. I'll show you on the way back down in just a second. But it's a really impressive structure. Probably one of the best things we have seen all day, I have to say. But it's in a relaxing position, and she looks good at it. There is actually celebration every year in her honour, and they give offerings like pig's head, chickens and other things. And I wouldn't want to be here then, and that happens in June. But look what we have just found. We've got all of the different years, so you'll have to let us know which year you are. But we've got obviously the year of the rat, the ox, the tiger, the rabbit, the dragon, the snake, the horse, the goat, the monkey, the chicken, I think, was it cockerel, I can't remember, the dog, and the pig. So I think I've got all of those right. If I've not, you'll have to let me know down in the comment section below, but also do make sure to let me know which one you were born on. But that is going to be it for the tour around Bokor National Park, and we're now heading back down to our tuk-tuk. I don't think this video does it justice, but that is why I was knackered coming up. And now we're going to head back to the hotel and hopefully go for a swim, but it doesn't actually look that nice, the weather at the moment. The right hand side's not as bad, but over on the left it's just clouds. There are some more abandoned buildings on the right hand side. It's actually crazy just how much they've actually built up here, but it's just all been abandoned and they've never done anything with it. And we've made it back to the room. So highlights for the day were the waterfall at the start, really enjoyed that, and the hill station too. They were probably my two favourite stops which we did on the journey. Ones which you could probably miss out, the lake. Didn't really have to go to that lake, but we chose to go down there anyway because it had a bit more history with the hill station. But now we're going to chill out and relax and go by the pool again like we did yesterday, because it is nice and warm down here compared to what it was up in the mountains. It's still a little bit cloudy, not really much sun, but we're both feeling knackered now after getting all the wind from the tuk-tuk and being up at the top and walking around everywhere. Beth just let us sneeze off. But yeah, we're going to head out now to the pool area and have a chillax. What was also quite funny was seeing all of the monkeys on the barrier again on the way back down, because they would basically just sit there and you'd watch them and they'd stare at you as you went past to say, why haven't you given me any food? And then we actually saw one of the cars stopping and throwing food out for the monkeys, so I'm guessing that's probably why they all just sit there, because they're expecting people to give them food and they stare at you to make you feel bad for not giving them food. But that was quite funny too. So we went in the pool for about half an hour and now we are ready to go out for the evening. I have noticed though that I've burnt myself a little bit. You can't actually tell on the camera, to be fair, so that's good news. Bit on the neck, bit on the arms and bit on the face. The clouds decept you. You can still burn through the clouds. That is what we learned today. And I know, Mum, don't start calling me now telling me that I should have put sun cream on. I know I should have put sun cream on. I made the rookie error. But let's get into that old town now for the evening, where hopefully we can get a lovely meal. Today it was actually a hotel employee that took us in the tuk-tuk and actually dropped us off at the night market, unfortunately. So we're not on the riverfront, so we're just going to quickly walk over now to the riverfront to try and catch the sunset. So tonight's choice of restaurant is called Simple Things, which was chosen by the simple person herself, Bethan. Only joking, but it is a fully vegetarian restaurant, so I'm hoping for some good food. Apparently there's pizzas here again, but I can't have a pizza 2 days in a row, so I'm hoping there'll be some other options too. We've also just by chance walked into another market, but this one looks like it does a lot more food and stuff, so there's actually loads of seating in the centre. It's a little bit similar to, was it Chiang Rai, I think? Or Chiang Kong, can't remember. One of them had a market similar to this, but this is best choice of restaurant for the night. Simple Things. So let's go on, head on inside. And we have ordered our food and drink, and it's all arrived. We've already had some of the mango smoothie, which is really nice. It's basically just fresh mango. It tastes incredible. Beth will show you around the restaurant now. It's nice and sort of like small and quaint restaurant here. And we've also got a friend behind us up on the top of the wall, which has joined us. Beth can maybe zoom into him there. He's a cute little friend there. We saw one the other day actually take out a cockroach, so not as cute when he's taking out a cockroach, but we've got the food, so it's now time to try it. So Beth has got the dali plate or something, dali bowl or something, and it's basically loads of veggies. Looks really tasty. She'll have to let us know what it's like once she's finished. And we have got the crispy tofu wrap. But now I've got no idea how I'm going to get my mouth around this, but we can always try. So here we go. I'll go for this side. Oh, already lost a bit into the sauce. I don't know what sauce this is, to be fair. That's really nice, very fresh and flavourful. And the bread is a little bit like a pita sort of bread. It's very nice. It's more like Greek than Cambodian, but definitely give that a solid 8, 9 out of 10. So the food was delicious, feeling very full, but there's always space for a dessert. So the cheesecake's already arrived, and we've also got a crepe, which is coming up very shortly too. But let's try the cheesecake first, see what we think of this. Oh, it looks good, looks good. Oh, it's got quite a bit of coconut on there. Very fresh, cold as well in my teeth. It's nice though, it's not like a usual cheesecake, it's not got like a hard base or anything. I'm trying to guess what it is, but I couldn't even tell you what it is, and we don't even know what it is from the menu either. So unfortunately that was really disappointing. After waiting for nearly an hour for the crepe, it never arrived, so we decided to just give up on that, and we didn't have the crepe. So just had the cheesecake, which was all right. It was a little bit too coconutty for me, and it wasn't really like a cheesecake that you get in the UK. We're now going to head over to a Lucky supermarket, not a Lucky supermarket, but the supermarket called Lucky, where we need to go and get a load of snacks. So we're going to be heading to Koh Rong tomorrow, which is an island, and it's known for being quite expensive on that island. So if you've got some snacks to have whilst we're in the room, then hopefully we'll spend less money whilst we're there. And we are back in the room. So I don't really know what's just happened over the last hour, because everything just went pear-shaped. Starting off with, obviously the food took forever to arrive, so we never actually got a dessert. That came to around 69,000 real, which is about £13. Then we went over to the supermarket, Lucky, and we couldn't get the bug spray or the hand gel, but we did manage to get some snacks. That was just over 13, around $14, which is about £10.50. Then after that we were headed over to an ATM, and our plan was to get some real and dollar out. The ATMs wouldn't let us take a real out for some reason, so we could only take dollar, but we took dollar out initially, and then we had to take it out again, so that meant 2 transactions fees, which both came to in total $10. That's another $10 gone. Then we took a grab back, which was fine. That would cost about £1, a bit less than £1. And when we got back, the door wouldn't lock. We were like, what is going on right now? So we tried to lock the door lows, couldn't do it. Had to go and get the receptionist. They came over, couldn't do it for a while, and then eventually we managed to do it. And thankfully we were in the room, so he locked us in the room, so we didn't have to try and do it again. And now that is it for the night. So a bit of a crazy ending to this vlog. We had a really good day up at Bokor National Park though. The restaurant was nice, the food was good, but the dessert just let it down a little bit at the end. And now we are going to be having our last night here in Kampot, which is quite sad because I have been enjoying going in the pool and stuff. But the next destination, Koh Rong, which we're going to tomorrow, very long journey to get there, and I'll go through that in tomorrow's vlog. There is a big, it's on an island, so it's a big pool, beach. Looking forward to those vibes of just relaxing for the next few days. But if you did enjoy, do make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you want to see some more of this content, and I'll see you all in the next one.